Hi friends, I am Rahul Gupta from Data Science with Rahul, and today we are going to discuss what is IDE, correct? See, the person who was from computer science background, this is a very simple thing for them. But the person who is non-computer background, okay, sometimes it is very difficult to understand for them what is IDE and why we need it. Okay, so and it is not only applicable for Python, it can be used for any programming language. So we will be discussing in detail what is IDE, why we need it, and how it is useful for us. Okay, so stay with this video to learn more about this. So let's understand what is IDE. Now, when we are talking about IDE, the full form is Integrated Development Environment. Okay, Integrated Development Environment. It's an application, it's a software application which helps the programmers to develop the software code very efficiently. Okay, it allows the software programmers to develop code efficiently. See, you are writing a program in the programming language, you want that somebody should help you in writing also, na? That's what you are seeking for. Now IDE is basically your helper. Okay, it is on your side that will always help you. Okay, do like this, suggest you so many things. So it is like your helper. Okay, so what happens because of this? It increases your productivity. Why? Because it has so many capabilities, like it can do editing. Okay, it helps in building, testing, packaging. Okay, in a very in an easy manner. Like if, okay, so let's see, like if you are a writer, what you will use? You will use a notepad, you will use a text pad, correct, to write everything. So you can delete, write, whatever, because you will not use pen and paper. Otherwise you need to rub by this, it will waste a lot more time, correct? Accountants generally use spreadsheets, isn't it? Why? Because they want to do a lot more calculation. They don't want to use calculator, because in the spreadsheet you can check again. Okay, like 1 hour back, what calculation you did, you go to that cell, check it in the spreadsheet. But on calculator you can't do that. It has a limited memory. Similarly, the software developers use IDE, Integrated Development Environment, okay, which makes their job very easier. Correct? Now, how it makes easier, we are going to discuss. Okay, so hope this is clear. What is IDE first? Okay, now, so let's move how it helps. Okay, now the first thing is it does code editing automation. Okay, what is the meaning of that? Now when you see, the programming language have many rules. Okay, like for how the statement must be structured. Okay, how you, whenever you are writing so many code, 1,000 lines of code, how you should structure it, automatically does the editing. Okay, you need not to do, you put a shortcuts, automatically edited, and it is very easy to read that now. Wow, amazing. Otherwise, you would have spent 2 hours to do the editing. Correct? Syntax highlighting, which is makes is very legible. Like you can see this code, which is written in Python. You can see like colors. Like orange color is telling it's a keyword. Okay. Blue color is telling it's a function. Yellow color is telling it's a string. Okay. White color is telling it's a variable. So like the moment you understand, or this color coding fits in your brain, it's very easy to navigate through your code. Okay, and IDE makes it very useful. It's very fantastic way to basically go through your code. Okay, or sometimes go through the some other code, somebody has written the code and you are going what it is doing. So this is syntax highlighting. Intelligent code completion, sometimes we don't want to write. Okay, we are too lazy sometimes, isn't it? So we just write, like for an example, I just wrote, okay, my car dot, and it automatically shows, just select it. Okay, because generally we prefer that somebody should give us the option and we choose, isn't it? If somebody writes you, okay, write about yourself, and give you a blank page, okay, it's a very difficult to write. And if somebody gives you four options, which one fit you more, it's a very easy to tick. Similarly here, you just write and see what options are available, select that. So it is called intelligent code completion. IDE make it very easy for us. Okay, refactoring support. Okay, now this is very interesting. What is the meaning of refactoring? Let's understand. Yeah, now let's understand what is the meaning of refactoring. Now let's see this code. Okay. Now if you closely observe the code, what we are doing, we are actually calculating the force utilizing a formula mass into acceleration. And we are asking the user to input the mass value, to input the acceleration. We will multiply them and we'll print that. It's a very simple code. So what we will do, we will write a code, okay, we'll ask the user, okay, first give me the mass, and then we will say if the mass is greater than 0, because if the mass is negative, okay, then or 0, then it is of no use for us. So mass is greater than 0, then break basically this loop. If the acceleration is greater than 0, then break this loop. Acceleration can be negative, but in this case we are taking positive only. And then we are printing mass into acceleration. If you closely observe what we are doing, we are asking the user, or we are writing the similar code 2 times, isn't it? Now this code while loop, we ask the input, same thing, we basically wrote everything just to take the another input. Now, if let's say you have a very big code, see if it is a smaller code, it doesn't matter. But if it's a very big code, then you are basically copy pasting the same code multiple times and asking the user one input, one input, one input. What do you want? That we will write only one code. And here we will write, okay, ask, utilize this code only. Again, utilize this code only. Again, utilize this code only. Correct? That's what we want. That is called refactoring. Okay, so we can, with the help of IDE, we can actually refactor this code. So if you closely observe here, we have written this just one code. This is a one piece of code. Okay, now mass we asked here, and this is basically going here, doing operation, giving the mass. Acceleration going here, correct, giving, utilizing the same code, getting you the acceleration, and then finally doing this. I can write basically, let's say I can ask user the 10 things, but still the same code will be used. Correct. Now IDE can help us basically to do this activity. If we write like this, IDE can basically help us to convert this into this way. Okay. So this is the power of IDE. Now let's move on to the other things, like we can do the local build automation. Okay. What is the meaning of that? It can increase the programmer productivity, okay, by performing repeatable development tasks, okay, which are typically part of every code change. Whenever you are changing the code, okay, you can basically utilize the IDE to convert that. Compilation. So we should always be clear that what is compiler. Compiler is basically a code which converts whatever the language that we write, okay, or in a simple English, into the operating system unstable language. It is a converter basically, you can say. Okay, so some programming language implement this just in time. When you compile, like in the C programming we used to compile, so they used to compile at that time itself. Okay, but okay, so in this, what that does, they read this every code and convert into the required code. That's why you see like your C program takes a lot more time to compile basically, and then is it execute, because it converts from your language to the computer understandable language. Okay, but IDE make it more helpful to do that. Testing. IDE allow, okay, developers to automate the unit test locally, okay, so that before integrating to the developer's code we can check. Okay, so in the testing also it can be helpful. It can tell, okay, this is the problem, this is the problem. Okay, sometimes it is help in debugging also. Okay, which is a very important part of any program, because you write a program, but if this will work according to our requirement or not, we need to check this. Okay, so IDE help us. Okay, it will tell us, okay, this is the issue, otherwise it is very difficult to figure out where is the issue is happening. Okay, so hope this video would have given you enough insight that what is the functionality of the IDE, why we need IDE, and what is IDE. Correct. So stay with this channel to learn everything from the core. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you.